This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Now, my man Sean Williams, yes sir, Essential Moving Experts. Remember, we tell you all the time, Sean is a big Dolphins fan. You go to his website and Essential Moving Experts, they're in dolphin colors, which is a beautiful thing. And Sean, how you feeling, my man? You're looking good. How you feeling?
Good. I'm doing great. I feel great and ready for some football tomorrow.
Yeah, man, you're going to be down here, right?
Yeah, I'll be down at the game. I got season tickets, so I always try to. I don't go to all of them, but I try to go to the important ones, and I'm hoping to see a few reps from Tua.
Yep. By the way, he's in Daytona. Okay.
Is he?
No, you. I'm saying
Oh,
you.
yeah, it's not like it's
I want to point out to fans your
Yeah.
dedication to the Miami Dolphins, and that's why I think the Dolphin Nation, man. If you guys need to move your home, your office, you got to use Essential Moving Experts because their entire business is in Dolphins colors. Okay, the man lives in Daytona because
4
there's
hours.
in Daytona, and he comes down for the Dolphin games. He's coming down for a preseason game. That's Dolphin loyalty there, baby. Love it, man.
Yes.
Love it.
Die hard. I came for 2 training camps also.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You came down for training camp too. That's right.
Yeah.
That is fantastic, man. That is awesome. Man, I don't know how much we'll see. I don't think it'll be the dress rehearsal tomorrow. I think that'll be game 3. And I've said this now throughout the week that I think McDaniel's going to do the rehearsal next week because I think he wants to give guys as much time to learn the system, Connor Williams to get the snapping and all that. So that way, when they do the dress rehearsal, they're as prepared as possible for it. And I think that's why he's waiting until next week. But I do believe that we will see some starters tomorrow and maybe Tua for like a series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he'll get a series or 2, and I think the reason he's always non-committal about it is because if Waddle isn't good to go, Teron Armstead isn't good to go, are you really doing the dress rehearsal? So if they're not practicing right now, and he said earlier in the week, hey, I'm going to do the dress rehearsal this week, and then they're not practicing, now you look stupid doing it without those guys. So I think it makes sense to oh, you're good. Now it makes sense to wait till that 3rd week.
Yeah, and if Armstead doesn't play and Larnell Coleman's your left tackle, I can see an Alec Ingold worrying a little bit more about the left side. I can see a tight end chipping out on the left side to kind of help out a little bit and make life a little easier for Tua to make sure that Larnell doesn't struggle. Although Larnell has shown more growth in the last couple of weeks than he has in the year plus that he was here. So you can tell, I don't know if you could tell from a distance, but it just looks like this coaching staff is already making an impact on the young linemen that we saw struggle a lot over the last 2 years.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're hearing Larnell Coleman's name at all, especially in a positive way, yeah, and you're hearing Austin Jackson is above serviceable right tackle after last year's what you were hearing this time, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know right there. I mean, last year this time, especially people who watched the O-line were like, we have no chance with this O-line. And we're like, oh, yeah, hater, like whatever, bad reporting. And turned out that was the fact. We were the worst O-line. And now this year you're hearing O-line's not a problem. It's not the issue. And that's without Teron. Because you're not going to see Teron in a preseason game, hopefully. you know?
I think next week we'll see him for a little bit. If he's fine, I think we'll see him for a little bit in the dress rehearsal because you have to. It has to be part of the dress rehearsal. And once you have that left tackle, it kind of balances everything on the line. Once you don't have that left tackle, it imbalances everything, and so it becomes that much harder for them. So I would imagine so.
Yeah, I feel good about it. It's probably the most optimistic I've been on the season. Did you McDaniel's interview? I forget what those guys. I don't know who.
Levitard? Yeah. That was really good.
You know, you would never get that. Not to be like a flow hater or whatever, but the fact that he even talked about the getting Tyreek process and giving fans the behind the scenes of Chris Greer coming and saying we might be able to get Tyreek, and he says, give him everything.
Right.
Give him the whole house. You would never get that inside scoop as a fan yeah, you want your team to be good, but you also love when you get some like behind the scenes, pieces
Oh,
like
dude,
that.
Flo wouldn't have wanted to make that move.
Oh, he wouldn't have. No.
He would have cock blocked it
Oh yeah.
right from the get go. That was the problem behind the scenes
Yep.
that people don't realize, that I tried to get to people, is that he was stopping them from getting better at times
Yep.
because he forced decisions that the front office didn't want to do, but they had to do it because he's the
Eric
head coach,
Flower,
and yeah.
boy, all that stuff. Yep.
Yeah, it was a bunch of crap, man, and so yeah, they would have made half of the moves they made
Mm-hmm.
this year with Flo. I
Oh,
guarantee you that, and they needed to, because they needed to speed up the process of developing the line and developing Tua, and they were falling behind because the head coach could not build an offensive staff,
and
and so
that's the biggest thing about McDaniel. Everybody's talking about all the other things. He's great with people. He's bringing the best out of Tua. What about this staff that he put together?
yeah,
I mean, give me a weak link in the staff. I mean, your offensive line coach, your offensive coordinator is an offensive line coach. He's an offensive line coach, running game coordinator. You got a previous
Darrell Bevel is a guy that's coached Hall of Fame
Hall of
QBs.
Famers. You got Wes Welker, who was an elite Miami Dolphin receiver. Now you got the defensive backs coach and Surtain and Madison. Like, that's a hell of a staff for a first-time head coach. You usually have to be a more established person to be able to even put together a staff like that. And I think that, like he says in all his interviews, it's not just him. He relies heavily on all those people. And, if you say, okay, well, what if McDaniel isn't a part of something, the defense or whatever? Well, do you trust the rest of the staff? I trust the staff to put these people in a position to succeed, these players.
I'm with you. I'm with you big time. Sean Williams joining us from Essential Moving Experts. Hey man, if you need to move across the country, across the city, across the state, from state to state, doesn't matter. You call the folks at Essential Moving Experts, 844-368-5750, and mention my name. You will get $150 off. Moving never so easy. Over 1,600 happy customers have used Essential Moving Experts, and they loved it. They loved the experience. Flat rates, no surprise charges. Right, Sean? Tell them, because that happens a lot in this business.
It's the biggest thing, people think they're getting one quote, all they're getting is an estimate, and when you show up the day of, it's a whole different thing. And what are you going to do? You have to move that day. Your lease is up. You have travel plans, so you get a guaranteed flat rate, you get guaranteed pricing, and then also the estimates are free. If you think that it's going to be too expensive to call, we'll do it all over the phone. We can do it all virtual, or we can come in home and do it as well, completely free, and just compare us to the competitors. And if you don't like it, we wish you the best with them. And if you think it's the best fit, then great. But you can get a free estimate with just a simple phone call.
There you go. Just call them, 844-368-5750. You can get a free estimate if you're thinking of moving. There's a ton of you trying to move out of California, right? Well, you call Essential Moving Experts. Go right now, Californians.
It's our number one pickup. Our number one pickup location in the country right now is California.
No, I know. They're losing. They're losing close to 500,000 people a year. It's like 470 or something. It's like a ridiculous number of people. There is no state losing more people than California. And I don't blame them, actually.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful state, dude. It is so fun to go hang out in California. I love hanging out in California.
Yeah. I was just in San Diego last week. It's amazing, but only for a short period of time.
Did you go down to the Gaslight district?
I did, over at
Gas Lamp District,
yeah.
I think it's called. Yes.
Right? Little Italy. I did all of it. It was my wife's first time there, so she enjoyed herself.
Yeah, if you ever go to San Diego, obviously, if you're a baseball fan, the Petco Park is gorgeous, dude. But around it, there's an area called the Gas Lamp District, and it's full of bars and restaurants and clubs and all kinds of stuff. And it's a really cool area. I mean, San Diego is just
it is. Pacific really awesome. Also, we went over there, over to the beach at Pacific Beach, and went and saw the sea lions and stuff. It was great time. I love it there. I'm going to go back to the LA game. We're going to go to the LA Chargers Dolphins game.
Okay.
Go to the little different side of it, a little more party party side over in LA, but we'll go
Oh, you
check.
get to see Tua beat Herbert again. That's all. That's
We're
that's
gonna
all.
put it to rest. That is the
Yeah.
game. We put all this to rest. We beat him once. Nobody talks about it. Let's beat him again with the playoffs implication on the line, and we'll see. We'll see who the better quarterback is.
Oh, I love that. I love that with the playoff implications on the line. They're out. Dolphins in.
Yep.
That's beautiful. All
Did
right.
you?
Go ahead.
That game that can determine the trajectory of the playoffs. Like they missed one game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You win one and we beat them. You can't say that he's the better quarterback anymore. You can't.
Right.
So
Listen, he now has what he needs to compete now.
yep.
And if they do fix that offensive line, the running game, I believe in Tua. And I think he's going to be a hell of a quarterback. And I think he's going to be a crafty guy. I've already gone out on a limb, dude. I think he's like Joe Montana.
Yeah.
I think he's that kind of dude. He's going to be a clutch player. He's going to make the throws you need. He's going to be crafty back there. You just got to compliment him like any great quarterback needs to get complimented. We didn't compliment Marino enough, dude.
Nope.
If we would have, he would have won a title.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It doesn't matter how talented you are. You're going to need teammates. And I think now he has a coaching staff and hopefully the right teammates to start to really grow, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
I can't wait. I don't mind being wrong if it's the case because we have the picks in the future to do what we got to do. But I feel like, he just was not given a fair opportunity until this year. This is it. And even this year, like, I don't even think we'll see the best. I think we'll see enough where everyone's like, okay, he's the guy. I think there's another level after getting a full year in this system. And then using those draft picks to fix a couple holes we may have, whether it's inside linebacker or depth at corner or whatever. You do that with those first, second, 2/3 next year. Now you're talking about another year in the system, another year with the comfortability and no more drama around him. 2023, Omar says it all the time. To his year 2023, he could go from great this year to elite next year, in my opinion, if he takes that step this year.
All right, Sean, before I let you go, Dougie Fresh has got a question for you. He says, Sean, what's the weirdest item you've had to move?
Oh God. How X-rated am I allowed to get on the show?
Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Have fun. Go for it.
Like a $4 million house in New Smyrna Beach. Really nice house on the river. Nice widowed lady. And she had a secret wall that opened up with a full sex room that she wanted us to move and pack. Obviously, she had cleaned everything and stuff like that, but she wanted us to all like beds and chairs and like all this crazy what was that?
The harnesses, the chains, all that kind of stuff. You had to move all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think that was the most.
So the toys she packed herself and she got rid of the toys. You guys weren't touching the toys, but you were touching all the bigger items and
equipment. Yes, there was swings and beds and racks and all kinds of stuff. So that was probably the weirdest, most unique experience on that one. The guy, and we didn't know about it until we went to go do like the in-home estimate. And my guys told me like, you have to come here. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? And I show up and they're dying laughing. And the lady's like, I'm thinking to myself like, she's comfortable enough to just let us do it. So we did, and it ended up going well. But that was probably the most like shocking, like weird thing that we've had to move for sure.
Right, you'll never probably see her again. She'll probably never see you guys again. You're really not saying her name anyway, so it's not like anybody really knows.
No.
So yeah, it's one of those things. All right. How about what was the most difficult move you've ever had to make?
Ironically, same city. And it was a lady who was a hoarder, and we went there, and it was probably like a 3,000 square foot church. And I'll send you pictures to your text message one day so you can see it. It was floor to ceiling, wall to wall. The only thing, she has like a little bed in there of just stuff, nothing that you would keep. It was just like pieces of wood, old furniture from the trash, broken TVs. I mean, it was just stuff, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. And we had reserved the move over the phone. So we never got a visual, and we showed up. It was 3 full trucks, 3 full days from Florida to South Carolina, and it was
And she wanted to move all the crap with it?
everything. Everything. I mean, there was stuff we were putting in the truck, and we're like, why is this broken piece of wood that was rotted going in the truck? An old rake that was snapped in half, but she wanted to keep it because she was like an artist and was going to create something out of it. It was, and then also on top of that, she wanted to stand over top of us and micromanage everything. So, which is fine. I don't mind when customers are specific with their items, but it was that was the most difficult move because we're liable for the truck. So we have to pack it, wrap it. So you're like spending time wrapping things, and they're just such abstract items. You're like, I don't even know how to wrap this, and why am I wrapping this? You know what I mean? So it was a very unique move, but we got it done. She was super happy. She still to this day calls us and tries to talk to us and stuff because she's just like a talker and she loves like people. We had a great relationship, but it was supposed to be a 1-day move, 1 truck. Ended up being 3 full trucks, 3 days just to load. Then you had to drive in, unload, and all that. But that was the hardest move for sure.
There you go. Essential moving experts. They will go the extra mile, man. Flat rates, no surprise charges, safe and efficient loading and unloading practices all the time. Call Sean and the great people at 844-368-5750 and make sure you mention my name. You'll get $150 off. EssentialMovingExperts.com. Sean, appreciate you, my brother. Look forward to doing it again, man. And let's hope for a great Dolphin season, man. It's gonna be fun.
Ready. I'm gonna be at home with those chicken wings tomorrow night, just like you said. Watching this preseason. Hopefully, we'll get a couple first team series or 2, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the season opener. I'll be there.
It's a beautiful thing. Fins up, my brother. I appreciate you, Sean. Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day. I appreciate it.
You got it. There you go, man. Sean Williams, EssentialMovingExperts.com. Again, 844-368-5750. Save the number. You never know. You might need it one day. You never know.